You are listening to Directions from a Spiritual Tour Guide podcast. I am your host, Shanel Scott. I'm a psychic medium and energy healer who has been supporting those on a spiritual journey for over a decade. I'm your tour guide into the world of the unknown, showing you that the magic of the universe is at your fingertips. I believe spirituality is simple and fun, and this podcast will make it easily accessible, giving you the real talk on all things divine and spiritual, helping you to step into the flow. Manifesting your dreams because we all deserve to be living our best life. Are you ready for an adventure? Hello, sunshines, and welcome to a new episode of Directions from a Spiritual Tour Guide podcast. My name is Shanel Scott. I am your host and your spiritual tour guide. I love taking people on a journey through this magical world of spirituality and letting you know how simple it is to add it into your everyday life. So we get down to the real talk. Now, something that has been coming up for me over the last few months, and I can't remember, honestly, if I've shared about this or not, but a girlfriend put it in the perfect way today, and it was find your fertile ground. And I heard that, and it landed in so many ways. So thank you, Anita, for helping me to find those words, sharing them with me. I greatly appreciate it. So over the last few months, I've spent a lot of time, I always spend a lot of time tapping into my business and connecting with my spirit guides and just seeing what's out there. And one of the images that keeps being shown to me is birth. And the word fertility just keep coming up over and over and over again. And the way this phrase came up, find your fertile ground, was we were talking about this morning. I've had on my bulletin board a fertility program for probably, 4 years at least. And it's been in my heart longer than that. So I just knew that it wasn't time yet, and it didn't solidify into anything, and it didn't create into anything. And so we were talking about that today because it's been so present for so long, and I just didn't know what it was meant to be. You see, I didn't have trouble getting pregnant. I didn't have fertility issues, but I actually call in a lot of fertility clients. And I'm grateful for that. And I'm even more grateful when I get that message that they're pregnant. And I had one recently, and tears flow because they do the work. It's not always the physical stuff that is part of the problem, and Western medicine can take care of a lot of that. But when we have mindset stuff that gets in the way, that's another problem we have to work on. And that's not just with fertility. That's with life as a whole. I see it with my business intuition clients. I see it with my private one-on-one clients that are just working on their life. I see it over and 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 over again. And it reminds me of how important it is to find our fertile ground. That, yes, I'm being shown fertility, I am being shown birth, but it isn't necessarily about birthing a baby. It is birthing a new part of ourselves. It's birthing a new life, a new career, a new path, a new healthy direction. There's so many more pieces to it than just what we deem as fertility. That is our knee-jerk kind of image in our mind when I say the word fertility. And my girlfriend challenged me, of course, I love her for it, to really explore that and to share about that. And I was like, I needed a podcast topic today. We're totally talking about this. And it hits home for me. I years ago went to the term spiritual tour guide because that felt good for me. It felt fun. Which spirituality to me brings me joy. It is fun and it brings me joy. It shouldn't be heavy. It shouldn't feel like a chore. to deal with spirituality. So that's why I went to tour guide, and I still love tour guide. This whole fertility thing, I keep getting this image of doula, that I am helping people birth this thing that they are creating. But I think I will stick with spiritual tour guide. I don't think I'll move to spiritual doula on you, I promise. Or spiritual midwife even, not terms that I'm going to use. I will stick to spiritual tour guide every day. But I really recognize this. My gift is very much taking people to the root of their problem and helping them understand it. That doesn't necessarily mean they choose me to go on their healing journey with, and I might only be a portion of their healing team, but that is my gift. That is the thing that I do really, really well, is I am able to get to the root cause of things. I can see where it happened. I can see what's going on. And whether that's present life or past life or whatever it is, that is just one of the gifts that I have. So the other part of our conversation today that was really interesting was we were talking about the stigmatism of being a psychic or a psychic medium like I am. And I said, I'm not that entertainment fortune teller. That's not my gig. That is not my gig. I'm not going to tell you about your love, and I'm not going to tell you about how many kids you are, although sometimes those things come up because they're part of the process. But I am not somebody that you tend to come to for the entertainment purposes. People come to me because they want to do healing work. I think first and foremost, maybe I'm a healer. That's my gig. But even in that, I will tell you time and time again that it's that old analogy of you can take a horse to water, but you can't force them to drink. I can take you to the water. I can be your spiritual tour guide and take you to that place that spiritually things have gone wrong, or whatever, backwards, upside down, that pivot point, that trigger point. I can take you there, but you have to choose to do the work. You have to choose to drink the water. You have to choose fertility to be able to grow and birth this thing that you want. And I think too, people often come and think that I'm just going to wave my magic wand, and I totally have one. Of course I do. I have many on my desk. But they don't work that way. My job isn't to wave a magic wand and fix it for you. The reality is that if we don't do the healing work ourselves, nothing will change. Because you didn't change the cellular structure. You didn't change the energetic structure. You didn't change the frequency. You just went, oh, that felt really good. And then went, oh, I'm going to go back to the way I do things, which isn't isn't the solution to the problem. The other thing that always gets in the way too is those that are skeptics. And I love you guys. Don't get me wrong. I do love you. But very early on in my world, I chose to not have to prove myself to other people. I know what my gifts are, and I know what I believe in, and I am somebody that will not challenge you on your own belief systems. Those are yours, and my job isn't to change your belief system. My job is to show you the proof of what it is that I do, the truth of it, and then you get to choose. You get to choose whether you are open and willing to receive the gift that it can be, or if you choose to stay closed off and not be open to it at all. And let me tell you, if you're a skeptic and you're showing up, whether it's to an event or to a one-on-one, you're open because you showed up. Sorry, it's the truth. It is the truth of it. But the thing about that is, and I've seen it so many times in my work, when you come in closed off, you close off your energy. And I work very ethically, and so does spirit. And it's beautiful to witness. I have done gallery readings where people are just not ready. They showed up thinking that they were, and they were just not ready. And being able to give them the fraction that they need to be able to say, there is someone here that is sending you this, and that is that, because we are going to honor and respect that that's all you can handle today. And it's so beautiful when spirit steps in and does that, like so incredibly beautiful. And the problem is with skeptics is spirit honors that. It honors where you stand and what you're ready for. So if you're not ready to hear from them, they may not come through because you're not open to receiving them. And you block me reading your energy or connecting to your energy and the things that are connected to you by coming in with your wall up and your block up. The more open people are, the more incredible the readings get. The more the energy just flows and the information flows, and I'm like stumbling over my words because there's just so much that comes in all at once because there's so much to share. And to me, that's an incredible thing. It is so beautiful to be able to share messages with someone who want to elevate, who want to change, who want to move in a new direction, that want to achieve something, and they're getting all that information that they need in that moment to be able to make choices on their next actions to move in a direction that is more in alignment with where it is that they want to go. And again, there's so many words here that come in. Alignment is huge, and that is part of the fertility process, about manifestation. There is so many things that come in, but it was just such a powerful conversation this morning about fertility and finding that place and really recognizing that sometimes when we try to niche down and it feels overwhelming, that somebody from the outside looking in just goes, well, what about this? And it was that simple this morning when I told her that I find the root of problems for people, and she was like, find your fertile ground. And I was like, yes. And everything I do, I can look at it and see how it makes that ground fertile, how it creates nutrients to grow. And that just was so incredible. It was so empowering for me today and brought so much clarity. And my hope is always in my sessions that I create clarity for other people. So I don't need to change my title. Like I said, I will forever be your spiritual tour guide. I love that term. I love the joy that it brings me each time I say it. And I am here to support your journey in discovery, in awareness, in embodiment, alignment, and creating the most fertile ground that you can get to grow the life that you want to create. And for that, I am humbled and I am blessed. And I am so grateful for those that have been on this journey with me and that I have been able to do this for already without being able to label it. It's funny, even I look down right now at the paper that I wrote, Find Your Fertile Ground, and I didn't even notice that there's a pot of flowers on it. So that's just another message from the universe that we're moving in the right direction. So yeah, find your fertile ground. What is the things that are going to create a fertile ground for you, that are going to give you the nutrients, the nurturing, the information, the knowledge, the wisdom, the support, the healing that you need to grow? Yeah. All right. I've rambled long enough today. Thank you for listening, and thank you for being here on my spiritual journey and allowing me to be your spiritual tour guide. From my heart and soul to yours. Until the next time. Bye now.